Hey everyone, so today I want to do an unboxing of a breast pump, and this is actually the second breast pump that I will be using. My first breast pump was by Ameda or Ameda, Ameda, and that was actually a great pump. It served its purpose. I used it through 2 children. But after the second go round, I kind of lost some parts, and then some parts aren't working as well as the first time around when I used it. It seemed like it was kind of going towards the end of its lifeline. So, and I actually wasn't going to get another pump. Basically, I was debating on whether I should get like replacement parts for my first one and just, keep using it, or if I should check into this whole possible get a free breast pump through your insurance thing. So I looked into my insurance. I called them up actually, and I asked them if I was eligible to be reimbursed for a breast pump, and they said yay. So I got a free breast pump. I'm not sure how aware people are of how that works, so I'll go through my experience a little bit. Pretty much I asked them, if I go out and buy the pump and get reimbursed, like send in receipts and that kind of thing, or what's their procedure, because everybody has a different one. At least when I was kind of researching it online, which there isn't a lot out there. A lot of what's out there still is very formal. I didn't really see a lot of reviews or like people and their experiences of how they got their breast pumps through the insurance. So here's mine. I called them up. They pretty much told me, that I'm 100% covered, and they gave me a list of providers that I could go through to get the breast pump. So it is limited. You do have to go obviously through their providers. You can't just like go out shopping for a breast pump wherever. And so I looked into all three of them. When I found a pump that I liked, I called that provider up. They asked for my insurance info, and that way, they could send in the claim to them after I ordered the pump. And so for my coverage, it was absolutely free. I didn't pay anything for this pump. And what I did do, though, was I researched the different types of pumps, because I didn't know, besides obviously the one that I used, which one I would want to go for. And these providers obviously had like different pumps. They had Lansinoh, they had the Ameda, they have what's the other popular one? It starts with an M, Medulla or something like that. And they have some other ones that I've never heard of, but I decided to look into them anyway, because why not, right? They even had one where it was like one of those newer ones that I've been seeing, but I was too afraid to try it. I didn't really want to hassle too much with it, and there wasn't too much info on them yet, but it's those ones that like just hang onto your boobs and they pump, while they're just hanging onto your boobs. So I debated that one, but I was like, no, I'd just rather go with this other one. But so here's the pump. The insurance sent it to me, or I should say the provider sent it to me, and they are billing my insurance for it. And just to show you, right, so I opened up the box, but I haven't opened up the actual pump. It comes with a whole bunch of like papers, notices of your rights and privacy rights, blah, blah, blah. And then what I wanted to show you guys was the fact that this pump was worth $369.46. Okay, And if you look down here, I'm being charged nothing. Okay, so I want you guys to know that it is worth calling up your insurance and asking them if you are eligible for a pump. For those of you interested in breastfeeding and going through that journey, because it's not easy. If I had known or been more, I guess, knowledgeable about what was available to me back when I had my daughter, I would have definitely tapped into this. But you know, it is what it is. I was blessed enough to already have a pump on hand, and it worked for me just fine. The reason, again, that I decided to get a new one was because my old one was kind of falling apart on me. And with Ameda, it is a bit meticulous. It has a lot of little parts that you have to put together and that you have to wash right after each session. So that was a downer for me, definitely. You know, the first 2 times that I went through the breastfeeding journey. With this particular pump that I researched, it says the cleaning process is not so arduous. So I'm hoping that it isn't, and that it's much simpler and it'll save me a lot more time, especially because when you're at work, you kind of already feel pressured to just kind of get it over with, you know, and not waste any time at work. So I'll let you guys know after I start using it. All right, so here's the pump. The one that I went with is the Lansinoh SmartPump. And so what I read about it was that it's called a smart pump because it has a Bluetooth capability, and you basically download an app onto your phone and it syncs with that app. And so every time you do a session, it'll record, you know, how long your session is and the settings that you had the pump at and how often. It'll record the time, the date. So it kind of does like this calendar organization thing for you, which is awesome for me because I'm awful at that stuff. I don't ever keep track of anything really. So this is good because it pretty much does it all for me, or it should, right? And let's see what else it says it does. So yeah, so it tracks reminders by using the app, and it has 3 customizable pumping styles, which I looked into as well. So it's basic, you know, at least through the insurance, like you don't have like all the fancy stuff. So you don't have like the tote, you don't have the little carrier to carry your bottles in. It doesn't come with extra little storage bottles. So those are things you might want to think about, you know, but hey, it's still $300 and whatever I said dollars, almost $400 for this thing. So you're saving that money, and you could use it towards that other stuff, you know, the fancy stuff that you might have not otherwise gotten if you had gotten this with your own money. So let's open it up. Let's see. Got some tape here. So I'm fairly excited. With my Ameda pump, I had like all the works with it. So I already have a tote. I have extra storage bottles. I'm just going to use the Ameda ones because they do the exact same thing. So opening it up here, it comes with its little instruction manual. And then it looks like it has instructions to pair your app with the pump. Has pictures and stuff inside, so it looks fairly easy. And well, for those of us, you know, in the here and now, most of us are techies, so I'm pretty sure installing the app and pairing it won't be a problem. It comes with the wall adapter. It looks like it comes with the caps or the tops here, the bottles. Let's see. I'm interested to know what these bottles actually look like. Okay, so this is what the bottle looks like. It's a little bit different than what I'm used to. So I'm going to have to see what all connects where with this particular pump. But pretty much what I read about it was that you don't really have to clean this portion of it. So this right here, okay? Most likely what you're going to have to rinse out is probably just this here. And maybe this part, but I don't think anything else. Oh yeah, see, look, it just, so we'll see. We'll see what all has to be cleaned out once I actually get to using it. But I'm hoping it's not too meticulous like the Ameda pump, because as you can see, it takes time to pull these things apart, wash them, dry them, and then put them back together again for your next session. So that's the bottles there. Here's, I forget what the proper name for these things are, but this is the part pretty much that goes on your boob, right? So this is probably going to connect here, and there you have that. Here is the pump. And so what I've seen is that it has the 3 settings, which are here. I'm assuming this is like the power of the suction. And this little button, I believe, is for your letdown. So this is in the beginning of the session until you have a letdown, and then you can change to however setting you want as far as the suction. And then obviously the power button. I'm not sure what these do yet, so again, I will definitely have a follow-up video on this pump and compare it to the Ameda and give you guys hopefully a nice review. But again, it's worth looking into and calling up your insurance to see if you're covered in any way for a pump. I know some of them, if you're not like 100% covered, you do have to pay like a percentage, but even that's better than full price. And then some of them even, you know, they can't buy you per se a pump, but they can rent one out to you, which that I've heard actually before, even before the law came into effect with the insurances paying for, you know, breast pump, where hospitals would rent out their pumps that they had on site to mothers that needed them. So hopefully you guys found this a little bit helpful. And I hope you guys will be encouraged to hit up your insurances and see what's available to you, especially for first-time mommies, because getting a pump is very expensive. So yeah, thank you guys.